very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Motorsports Magazine, week number 2 on the schedule from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. All 5 divisions in action tonight, and Rob, another good field of race cars ready to do battle.
Well, we'll hopefully, Rick, be able to get everything in as Mother Nature is perhaps looming tonight, but we've got good car counts over in the garage area. We had a successful week number 1, and we're looking forward to some close racing action in week 2.
Coming up on tonight's program, we're going to show you some qualifying action, some feature event, one full feature event in its entirety, and if Gene's nice behind the camera, we might even show you 2 feature events tonight. Also some driver interviews. Rob, you had a chance to go to wander through the pits earlier today. What do we got coming up with the interviews?
Well, we'll talk with Mike Bruno, who is a former track champion in the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified division. Bruno, always one of the top runners in that class, and we'll get a word with Mike. We'll also hear from last week's winner in the J&S Steel Sportsman class. That, of course, is Plattsburgh's Bucko Branham. Talked with Bucko about his years of experience here at Airborne and how things are shaping up for 2008. And then we also talked with Lonnie Rivers, who was the winner last week in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade division. Talked with Lonnie about that division overall and his expectations for 2008 as well. So we've got some interesting interviews that are on tap.
Well, it certainly was a good start for Bruno last week. He finished with a nice second place finish to Patrick Dupree, who was very fast in that number 24 car.
Well, Patrick Dupree certainly served notice last week. He had a good draw, won his qualifier, and then started on the pole in the feature event. And that's one thing that plays in here in the first few weeks, Rick, and that is the drivers are drawing for their starting spot on the way into the pit area. And once we get to week number 4, we'll see handicaps start kicking in. A driver like Dupree will be starting out in the back. When he starts up front, it's awfully tough for everybody else.
We want to mention that through Calvin Castine and Hometown Cable, we are bringing you this program. Hometown Cable is viewer supported. So if you enjoy Motorsports Magazine and some of the other fine programming that you see on Hometown Cable, we invite you to become a viewer patron. Drop a line to Calvin Castine. You'll see the address at the end of this program. Become a viewer patron of Hometown Cable. It's viewer supported, and it's support from you that'll keep programs like Motorsports Magazine on the air.
Well, we certainly appreciate the help that we get from Calvin each week, and were it not for his help, this program would not be airing.
All right, we've got racing action from the Airborne Speedway coming up. First up will be modified, heat number 1. Let's go to the videotape.
Video 2, outside Riel from Napierville, Quebec, is Martin Roy in the Gamache Truck Center number 90. Pierre Berthiaume starts the number 29th, followed by Ryan McLennan, Patrick Dupree. Green flag. Foley from the outside of row number 1 will lead him off turn 2 down the backstretch. Tesseur moves up in front of Bruno. Bruno looking down on the inside. Now Tesseur taking to the outside off turn 4. Patrick Dupree with problems. Dupree in the 24 parked up in turn number 4, and that brings out a yellow flag. First yellow flag of the evening for last week's feature event winner in the modified division, Patrick Dupree. But Foley made his way to the point in the second qualifier. That's where he will restart from. 1 lap is complete. Qualifier number 2. Here they come. Green flag. George Foley from the inside. Richard Tesseur out of Chateauguay, Quebec in the 49. Takes the second spot. Here comes Bruno. Mike Bruno, the Crickets 22 with a rocket to the inside. He'll take third away from Andy Kane. Martin Roy wheeling the 90 down to the inside of Andy Haywood. A little tap there that forced Haywood off the pace. He'll lose a couple of spots. Bruno with a peek to the inside of Tesseur. Nothing doing. George Foley is the leader. Richard Tesseur runs second. Mike Bruno sits in the 3rd spot. 4th is Andy Kane, but here comes Roy on the 90. Martin Roy, the 410 Transport, Gamache Truck Center number 90, trying to get the 4th spot away from Andy Kane. Foley leading by half a backstretch over Richard Tesseur. Mike Bruno sitting in that 3rd spot as we're halfway. Halfway for George Foley as he continues to increase the lead. Richard Tesseur's got his hands full. Here's Bruno again looking the inside. But Tesseur was able to close the door. Ryan McGlenn takes the 14 modified to the infield. Bruno still trying to find a way around the attache shot again, number 49 up to Sir. Now he'll power through to the inside. Drag race down the backstretch for a second, give it to Bruno. He'll take the Crickets 22 to second, 2 to go. George Foley running in 3 and 4. Patrick Dupree has returned. Sure checking things out with the Outback 24 as the white flag is on the field. Final time in his second qualifier. Here he comes off of turn number 4. George Foley wins it. Second goes to Mike Bruno. Third to Richard Tesseur. Fourth to Martin Roy. Fifth to Andy Kane. Aaron Barnaby sixth. Seventh to Andy Haywood. Eighth is going to go to Craig Riel. As a convincing run out front.
Motorsports Magazine. He drives the Crickets 22 in the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified Division. Mike Bruno. Mike, let's talk first about 2007 for you. Recap 2007 here at the Airborne Speedway, and just kind of think back on 2007 and how things went for you last year.
Well, I mean, we were pretty happy. We lacked consistency in the beginning of the year. We had a couple strong runs. I think we won the second race out, but we had 3 or 4 wrecks, and the minute you do that and you got guys that are running consistent, it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball.
You mentioned the level of competition and the guys that are running consistently here. I think that's one thing that the track has certainly seen, and we've mentioned this to other drivers as well, and I think they all agree, and that is you really have had to step up your game because the competition has certainly increased.
Well, it has, you know what I mean? Years ago in the championship here, there's probably 2 or 3 guys. I mean, now you got, I'd say, guys that could win on any night, and I mean, that's good. It's just showing the, depth of what Airborne's done here and the amount of, ability and the talent of the drivers that are coming here. I'd like to see a few more come in because it's just going to make the racing that much better.
Last year at the end of the season, you wrapped things up here on the asphalt and then ventured down to Syracuse. Talk about how things went at Syracuse, your experiences down there, and 2008, what you're thinking about the dirt.
Well, we got lucky enough to draw a good position in that big block race here, and that gave us the win there. We won the race, obviously. I mean, it had to take something to win it, but that gave us the guaranteed spot for Syracuse. We went to Syracuse, and we ran good. We finished 6th in our heat race on Friday, and then in the race on Saturday, we were running the top 10, and then we had to pit, but the rains came, and there was 4 or 5 guys that didn't have to pit, and it kind of put us behind. And if they would have had to pit, we'd have been in the top 10. So we were happy with that. It was fun because I've raced with all them guys, and to go back and race with them again, it was kind of like a little homecoming.
And as far as 2008, have you looked ahead that far on the schedule in terms of the end of the season again? Will you go back to Syracuse? Yeah,
I'd like to go back to Syracuse. I don't know if I want to run the small block race. I'd really be intrigued to run the big block race. It's the problem is with Syracuse, even with the small blocks, it's not a high-paying race. It's more for prestige. And if I'm going to go for prestige, I'd like to go to run the big blocks and try to win the 100,000 for the big race.
And now in 2008, let's talk more about Airborne and your plans for 2008 on the asphalt with the modified. There might be a few more options as well this year as far as running the modified on asphalt. Talk about what your plans are for 2008.
Honestly, we're just going to stick to Saturday nights here at Airborne. We're pretty happy just coming one night a week. We're all at the positions in our lives where we all have families and kids, and we just can't race 3 nights a week like we used to. So, we're gonna focus on the championship here. We kind of did a little bit of this, a little bit of that last year. From July till the last race in September, we never finished out of the top 5. For 2.5 months. So we just want to come back and rebuild on that this year and keep our consistency up in the beginning so we get down to the end of the stretch. We don't have to work as hard as we did last year.
And you segued nicely into a question I've been asking several of the drivers, and that is, we see you on Saturday nights in the competitive nature of race car driver. Talk about your family situation. Talk about what else you enjoy outside of racing, which is obviously a pretty big part of your life, but obviously there must be other things as well that you enjoy. Talk about some of the other things that you're involved with, and also family.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing obviously is family. When I used to race full time, I had Kinney Drugs when I ran ACT, and we were racing 3-4 nights a week, and now I have a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, and and a wife and a family, and I need to spend time with them. You know, family's very important. I had lost my mother and father both at a young age, and I want to enjoy family now, so when I get older in life that, you know, we've all enjoyed it together. And, you know, we have back home, I've got a big towing company. We have 14 tow trucks, and actually have 4 repair shops that are spread around different towns within our county. And, you know, it keeps us busy. So, you know, to come here even on Saturday nights, we usually work till 12 or 1 o'clock, and then we jump in the vehicle, we race to Airborne, we come to the track, and we race at the track, and then, you know, we seem like we're always in a hurry to get home. But, you know, it's the life we live, and we're all enjoying it right now, and that's why we're here on Saturday nights.
Well, we enjoy watching you out on the Airborne half mile, and we wish you the best of luck in 2008.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Mike Bruno, everybody. Stay tuned for more Motorsports Magazine from Airborne.
Back to row 4 on the inside. The 7th starting spot from Plattsburgh. The driver number 35 is Brian McGinley. And shotgun on the field in the Boynton Builders number 86, it's Mike Shagnon. That's the field. Here's the green. Robin Wood in the 61 will lead him off turn number 2. Here's Skip Liberty on the outside, trying to challenge for that top spot. Richie Turner sitting in a good spot in 3rd. As Jamie Bigor moves his car down to the inside, he is running in the 6th spot. Bucko Branham in the number 20, right now running 4th, but he's got Liberty at his door on the outside. He's going to try to take that 3rd spot away from Skip Liberty. 3 wide down the backstretch. Branham trying to thread the needle in the number 20, trying to get that 2nd spot now as he takes to the outside of Richie Turner. Here comes Branham in the 20. Robin Wood continues to show the way. They duke it out for that 2nd spot. Turner on the inside, Branham on the outside. Running door to door down the backstretch and into the 3rd turn. Branham sticks the nose in front into 3. Turner tries to come back into 4. Branham with a good run off 4. Bucko Branham down to the stripe. Had the 2nd spot by about a foot. Richie Turner trying to glue the nose of that car into the back bumper, the 61 of Robin Wood. He comes back on the inside for 2nd. Seesaw battle for that 2nd spot. Turner had 2nd. Now Branham back on the outside. They race off turn number 4 down the front stretch. Branham's got 2nd again. Robin Wood, the leader, in the Ganienka Bingo 61. The Northern Sanitation 20 of Branham on the outside runs 2nd. But here comes the BNA Auto 17 back on the inside. Good battle up front. Wood, Branham, and Turner. Halfway this time. Bucko Branham has pulled even on the outside of Robin Wood, trying to take that top spot away. Here comes Richie Turner. He thought about a 3-wide move in the middle, backed out of it. Now it's Wood and Branham still running side by side off the 4th turn for the lead. Robin Wood in the 61 on the inside. Bucko Branham in the 20 on the outside. Wood puts the nose back in front down the backstretch. Turner is still there on the back bumper of Wood, sitting in that 3rd spot. Seesaw battle continues up front. Robin Wood off turn number 4 down the front stretch. At the stripe, had him by about 2 feet. Branham coming back after him on the outside. Great racing in this 2nd qualifier. Richie Turner still there, giving a push to Wood down the backstretch into 3. Branham sticks the nose back in front. 2 laps to go, this time by. 2 to go for the leaders. At the stripe, it was dead even. Wood, Branham on the outside, tries to get a good run off turn number 2. Can Branham complete the pass, get it down to the inside into 3. Bucko Branham in the 20. Drives the car off turn number 4. He's got the lead. White flag on the field. Branham opening things up. 2-car length advantage over Robin Wood. Richie Turner still 3rd. Here comes Brian Chris looking to make a move on Jamie Bigor for that 4th spot. Checkered flag is out. He has done it again. Bucko Branham wins. Wood is 2nd. Turner 3rd. Bigor 4th on the outside. Then Brian Chris, Skip Liberty, Brian McGinley, and Mike Shagnon in the...
Joining me now on Motorsports Magazine, he's a racing veteran from Plattsburgh. It's Bucko Branham. Bucko, 25 years here at the Speedway. You've probably turned more laps than just about anybody on this racetrack. Reflect back on your 25 years and tell us about some of the different things that you remember and maybe highlights of your career.
Probably most experience I had probably was when we raced dirt. A lot of people came through here, and I raced with a lot of good people, a lot of bad people. I'm one of them. No, it's been quite an experience. A lot of memories, and good memories too. You know, it's fun. We love it. You know, and if we didn't love it, we wouldn't do it.
I know one of the things that you started with last year was the whole WIT stuff that was going on, the Wiggletown Institute of Technology. Talk about your role in maybe helping some younger drivers with their cars. I know that's what is behind a lot of it, but you're trying to help some younger guys as well who are just getting started with auto racing.
Yeah, I help a lot of people out. You know, probably half the setups in these pits are, you know, probably part of my doing. Maybe I'm hoping, and yeah, I help a lot of people out. But you know, I'd rather race door to door with them than see them struggling. You know, it just makes it a lot more fun. And when I get beat by somebody like that, it makes me proud too, you know.
Let's go back a little bit to 2007. At about the 2/3 point of the season, you were top the points in the sportsman division, and then down the stretch, things didn't quite go your way. Reflect back on 2007.
It's probably more putting peer pressure on myself, and you know, you got some good competitors. You know, you got Jamie Beagle, Robin Wood, you know, especially Bonnet. You know, he's got to be the toughest around, and he's clean and smooth, and they're on top of their game every week. And like last week was a pleasure to beat him. I mean, it's tough to beat Jason, and when you do it, you know, it's quite an accomplishment.
Well, let's go back to last week. Good segue. Last week, you were able to work around, first run door-to-door on the outside with Jason Bonnet for the first 2 to 3 laps of the feature, and then a nice move down on the inside in turn number 3 to eventually take the lead. And in week number 1, you picked up your first win of 2008. This car really was fast right from the get-go.
Yeah, we had a problem with it in the first practice that we had, and when we went out to second practice, we found something that made the car really fast, and we parked it after that, and then we come back last week and ran one practice, and the car was super fast, so we didn't even bother running the rest of the practices. But as far as racing with Jason, I wanted to try him on the outside just to see how strong my car was, and it was really strong. And instead of butting heads and trying to pass him on the outside, I knew it'd be better because just drop down and try to get him the other way, and it worked out for the good.
You also had a modified here last week. Talk about what's going on with the modified and what the deal with that is.
Just lack of funds. Trying to sell it. We just come out here to have some fun with it. It's a good car. We actually ran pretty good for what we had last week, and it was pretty funny because we had 2-year-old tires on the car and a little motor, and we just outhandled a couple of guys.
So is that something that maybe you'll dabble with again as it goes down the road? If you're not able to sell it, might you bring it back out for a couple of shows down the stretch?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. You know, we're just one step at a time. You know, I want to concentrate on my Tiger and keep that program rolling.
Now in 2008, there might be some more options for drivers as well, not only here at Airborne, but perhaps other places. Talk about your racing plans for 2008.
Basically just run here. We're trying to slow down a little bit. We raced all over the place, and we used to race 3 nights a week, you know, and it's really hectic and it's really expensive, and it takes a lot of time away from everybody and the guys' families, you know. Other than that, we're just going to run here. We're not looking for any championships. We just want to see how many wins we can get.
Well, you mentioned family as well, and I know when you're in victory lane, you always remember to thank your family. Talk about the role that your family has played in the auto racing deal for yourself. I know going back to your dad and your brothers, they've always been involved here at the Speedway. Talk about how important family has been to you.
My family is everything to me. I work for my family, and my racing revolves around my family. They support me 100%. They're my biggest critics, but they support me 100%, and I really appreciate it.
There are a lot of fans in the stands that are big Bucko Branham supporters as well, and I know that must make you feel pretty good also.
Yeah, most of them are young. They don't know any better.
Well, always with a quick wit, Bucko Branham, always popular here as well at the Airborne Speedway. We wish you the best of luck in 2008.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's Bucko Branham, everybody. He's a popular driver in the Sportsman Division. Look for car number 20 here at the Airborne Speedway. We'll be back with more Motorsports Magazine from Airborne.
Dave Raptoy in the 21, Joe Peon in the 45, and the number 10 for Josh Allen. That's the field. Here's the green. Keith O'Neill into 0. Here comes Lonnie Rivers. Rivers, last week's winner, up to the second spot. 3 wide down the backstretch. Cody Kilburn with a move to the inside. Defending track champ Brian Rogers working in the middle of number 12. He's kicked up the track. Keith O'Neill drifting up in 2. Lonnie Rivers said, thank you very much. He's going to try it down the inside, down the backstretch. Rivers tried to get the nose underneath, had that door closed by O'Neill, and he will hang on to the top spot. Keith O'Neill is the leader. Sideways off turn number 4. O'Neill by a car length, drifting up again off turn 2. Lonnie Rivers, who really had a top handling race car last week. That number 7 got to the front, stuck on the inside, and here he comes again. Moving through on the inside, it's Lonnie Rivers for the lead. Lonnie Rivers the leader. Keith O'Neill is running second. Joe Warren third on the inside. Problems for Brian Rogers, the defending track champion. Takes the Schwann's number 12 back to the garage. O'Neill running right on the back bumper of Rivers into turn number 3. Had to get onto the binders as we are halfway this time. Halfway. Lonnie Rivers, Keith O'Neill, Joe Warren, Cody Kilburn, Dave Rabtoy to 5th, Josh Allen is 6th, Chris Frenier is 7th, Joe Peon is 8th, Brian Pugh is 9th, and 10th is Bob Dragoon. Out front, Lonnie Rivers in that 7. Keith O'Neill, about a car length behind Rivers in the 0. Cody Kilburn with a peek to the outside of the 3 of Joe Warren. Here comes Kilburn going after the 3rd spot. 2 laps to go for Lonnie Rivers. Good battle now for 3rd. Joe Warren in the 3, Cody Kilburn the 32. They'll run door to door. Warren drives high off turn number 2. That pushes Kilburn up the track. Warren gets a good run now down the backstretch. He'll get his nose back there for 3rd. Kilburn coming back after him on the outside. White flag's out for Lonnie Rivers. Final time in this second qualifier for the JNS Steel, or make that the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade Division. It's Lonnie Rivers, Keith O'Neill. Rivers tiptoeing now as the rain starts to pick up again. Checkered flag is out. Down the front stretch, Lonnie Rivers going to win it. Keith O'Neill 2nd, Joe Warren 3rd, Dave Rabtoy 4th, Cody Kilburn 5th, then Chris Frenier 6th, 7th to Joe Peon, 8th to Brian Pugh, and Bob Dragoon is going to finish.
Joining me now on Motorsports Magazine, he drives the number 7 in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade Division. He's from Plattsburgh. This is Lonnie Rivers. Lonnie, you were the winner last week. Talk about the win last week in the Renegade Division. There's a very competitive field. There's a lot of close competition. We saw 13 different winners last year. And for you, it actually was back-to-back wins because you won the last race of 2007 and you won the first race of 2008. Talk about last week.
Yes, sir. Last week was a very good crowd. We had a lot of people at Airborne. The car was running very well. Steve Pine set the car up. Chris Garrett maintained the car. Had a lot of guys helping us, and we had a very good run.
Well, the car really seemed to run well down on the inside, and looked like your strategy was if anybody's going to take the win away from you, they're going to have to do it on the outside. You kept it nailed down on the inside. Yes,
sir. Rick Hart's a very fast car. If he was going to go around, he definitely had to do it on the outside because I wasn't giving the bottom up. My car runs very good on both sides, but the preferred side is going to be on the inside at that point.
One of the impressions that I have about this Renegade division is A, there seems to be a lot of good camaraderie between the drivers, and B, the competition is really intense. As we said, there might be more parity in this division. 13 different drivers last year. I think just 3 guys had 2 wins on the season. Talk about A, the camaraderie within the division. Is it indeed that way? Are a lot of the drivers close with one another? And B, talk about the parity that you face every week.
Yeah, I'd say the drivers are very close to each other. Our class is very clean. We respect each other. A lot of guys, we spend a lot of money and time in our cars over the winter. There's really not a lot of problems out there as far as that. We all get along really good, so we respect one another.
Talk about your experiences here at Airborne. This is 2nd or 3rd year in the Renegade division for you. Well, whatever it is, why don't you tell us your experience here at Airborne and the different divisions that you've been in?
This is the only division I've been in. I've had a little struggle when I first started, but I really like this division. It's very affordable, very, very fun. There's a lot of cars in it, and I had a really good season last year. I finished 7th. This year here I'm coming out with a win. Hopefully I can continue and maybe become track champion this year.
Well, it certainly is a lofty goal, and with the competition in the field, you'll have your work cut out for you. But talk about what else you enjoy doing besides auto racing. Talk about things that make you tick away from the speedway.
Well, when we get away from the track, we like to just get together. We play softball a lot. A lot of guys, we do trackside live. After hours, we've been working on that quite a bit, and we just like to drink beer, have fun, have a good time.
So if you do trackside live, this ought to be easy then. Maybe you should be interviewing me. Are you in on that?
Well, I'm going to be on the stage tonight, but no, I'm not a very good commentator.
Well, if you don't know what trackside live is, Lonnie, just tell us a little bit about it. Give us some background.
Trackside live is we set a stage up behind the grandstands over here, and what we're going to do is after the races are done, we have 3 guys up there, Mike Chris, Steve Pine, and Jason Chris. They basically commentate just like NASCAR. They bring up the winners of the week before, ask them all kinds of questions just like this, and we get a really good response. We're getting a really good crowd over there. There's going to be a lot of people over there. We do this every week, every Saturday night after the races are done, so if you guys are bored, stop on by.
So that's something that you don't mind having people just stop by after the races, have a good time?
Yep, definitely. We have a good time. It's very fun.
Well, we wish you the best of luck through this season. Congratulations on last week, and have fun again this Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll have more Motorsports Magazine coming.
Hi, I'm Jim Bushy, driver of the number 11 Bushy's Auto Repair Sportsman, and you're watching Motorsports Magazine on Hometown Cable.
Halfway this time by for Lonnie Rivers. Keith Pelkey looking to the outside of Robert Gordon. Kenny Davies in the 9 looking to close up. Maybe take 4th away from Pelkey, but he can't get within shouting distance. Keith O'Neill in the 0, still right on that back bumper of Davies. Pelkey gets it back down on the inside behind Gordon. Kenny Davies and Keith Pelkey racing for that 4th spot. Davies moving to the inside of Pelkey into turns 3 and 4. Kenny Davies working the inside to 4th. Keith Pelkey hung out on the outside. Here comes Keith O'Neill in the orange 0. The big orange 0 for O'Neill. Moving into the top 5. Here comes the leader with 10 to go. Some slower traffic that Lonnie Rivers will have to deal with. Brian Pugh in the 29 New York. Rivers moves definitely by on the outside. Lance Raptoy catch him in the corner. That may help Rivers. To 16 laps rather, 16 laps complete. Rivers leads, Lance Raptoy is 2nd. 3rd is Robert Gordon, 4th is Kenny Davies, Keith O'Neill is 5th. 6th is Cody Kilburn, 7th is Nick Haywood, 8th is Dave Raptoy, 9th is Rick Hart, Keith Pelkey back to 10th in the number 24. He's been hung out on the outside and he got drop kick all the way back to the 10th spot. Josh Allen runs 11th in the number 10. 12th is the 47 for Randy Ledoux. Ed Donor is 13th. Chris Frenier is 14th. 15th is Joe Warren. Mike Chris is 16th. Brian Rogers is 17th in the number 12, and then it's Joe Peon in the 45. He is 18th. 18 cars on the lead lap. And a man out front, Lonnie Rivers, trying to shake Lance Raptoy. He's got a 3-car length advantage, and it's a repeat of last week for Lonnie Rivers. Keeping the car down on the inside, driving a nice smooth line, that number 7. traffic around the slower cars. They're 3 wide up into 1. Keith O'Neill in the middle. Here's Cody Kilburn trying to look to the inside of Kenny Davies. 3 wide again down the backstretch. Nick Haywood is stuck out on the rim of the 29. Dave Raptoy moving up. Some good racing in the middle of the pack. They're racing for spots 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Actually 4 through 10. As they try to get around the lap cars of Dragoon and Pugh. It is now a full front stretch lead for Lonnie Rivers. Josh Allen, unfortunately, has taken the 10 back to the garage. Here come the leaders off turn number 4. 2 to go for Lonnie Rivers. 2 laps remain for Rivers. We got a spinner over in turn 2. Mike Chris has spun. The Bud 8 parked in the infield, but he gets her fired and stays rolling. Will stay under green. Good news for Lonnie Rivers. He didn't want a yellow. Well, instead, he'll get the white flag. White flag for Rivers. Lonnie Rivers, final time around the Airborne half mile, looking to go 2 for 2 in 2008. Keeps it down on the inside into 3 and 4. Raptoy looking to the outside, down the front stretch. Checkered flag is out. Lonnie Rivers wins again. Lance Raptoy is second. Third, it's going to be Robert Gordon in the H2O. Kenny Davies fourth. Cody Kilburn fifth. Keith O'Neill sixth. Nick Haywood seventh. Eighth to the 21 of Dave Raptoy. Keith Pelkey ninth. Rick Hart will round out the top 10. All right, we'll get a word with Lonnie Rivers. Yep, all right, Lonnie, here we go. This works out to be number 3 for you. You won the last race of 2007, now back-to-back. I want you to tell me about the pass for the lead, getting around Lance Raptoy.
Lance Raptoy is very fast. I stayed on the outside for probably 4 or 5 laps. It was up and down. I don't know. I mean, if it would have went a little longer, maybe I would have got him, but I decided to go to the bottom. My car's really good and more better on the bottom, so I went down there, and when he pushed up, I just, slid right in there and made the pass.
And then the story from that point on, same as last week, the car down on the inside is very fast and the handle is outstanding.
Yes, sir, it is. We've been working on this car for a couple years. I just want to thank Steve Pine, Chris Garrett, Leon Hendry. These are all the guys, and I got a lot more to name, but I just don't remember all the names right now. That helped me with the car. I just want to thank them all, and thanks for all this good time.
All right, you're off to a great start. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, Lonnie Rivers, everybody, having a nice round of applause for Lonnie. Cars running in the top 10. They get on the hammer into turn number 4. Down the front stretch. Green flag. Good restart for Martin Waugh. He was able to shoot to that 3rd spot and almost had a chance to get the 2nd, but he couldn't dive to the inside of Bruno. Halfway this time by halfway. George Foley, 5 lengths the advantage over Mike Bruno. Martin Waugh is running 3rd, 4th, Matt Woodruff, and Jason Durgan is now to 5th. Tip of the hat to Durgan, who is now into the top 5 with the number 17. Foley seems to open things up. Each lap adding a car length to his advantage out front. And what a difference a week makes for George Foley and that team. Last week, that 34 did not turn a lap in the feature event. This week, he's cruising. Foley by almost half a backstretch now over Mike Bruno. 10 laps to go for George Foley. 10 to go. Craig Riel is going to take the CO2 back to the garage. Foley leads. Bruno is second. Roy third. Woodruff is fourth. Fifth is Durgan. Sixth is Gagnon. Seventh is Boisvert. Dupree is up to eighth. Ninth is Chris Kaye. And 10th is Aaron Barnaby in the B3. Pierre Berthiaume runs 11th. Mike Riel is 12th. 13th is Andy Kane. Ryan McLean 14th. 15th is Greg Atkins. 16th is Spencer Rushlaw. That's the field. Bruno trying to eat into that lead of Foley. I think he is closing the gap. No question about it. Bruno is starting to eat into the lead of Foley. Mike Bruno trying to run down George Foley. It's now about 5 lengths again. Here's Bruno closing quickly. Mike Bruno trying to make a race of it with 5 to go. Bruno has really pulled away from Martin Roy. George Foley. 4-car length advantage now over Mike Bruno. Good racing for the 4th spot between Woodruff and a 17 of Durgan. Here come the leaders. Up on some slower modifieds. Bruno with a peek to the inside. That may have cost him a length off turn number 2. Now Foley to the outside of Kane. Bruno trying to close up. 2 laps to go for George Foley. Mike Bruno with a peek to the inside. Foley steps back into it down the backstretch. Bruno closing up to the back bumper. Look out, skip the wheel. Bruno skipped the wheel with Atkins. Yellow flag. Yellow flag comes out as Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22 skipped the right rear of Greg Atkins running into turn number 4. As the yellow flag comes out, Bruno was clearly eating into the lead of George Foley. And as he was trying to fly past the number 1 of Greg Atkins, he skipped the right rear of Atkins' number 1 modified, and that resulted in damage to the left front of the Crickets 22. Foley, Roy, Woodruff now back to the top 3. Jason Durgan's got an excellent run going. Durgan sitting in that 4th spot. Leon Gagnon is 5th in the 4. Then it's Alain Boisvert 6th, 7th to Patrick Dupree. And then 8th would be Chris Kaye in the 18. And the Barnaby B3 would be 9th. Here they come. Green flag! Foley by 2. Martin Roy trying to stick with him. It's a green-white checker finish. Here they come off turn number 4, racing to the white flag. 1 to go. Look out, Durgan sideways on the front stretch. Everybody stays in it. No, contact again up at 1. Everybody's all right. 1 car down to the infield. That's Barnaby into B3. Here they come off 4. Checkered flag, yellow flag out. Foley wins. Martin Roy 2nd, Woodruff 3rd. Dupree 4th. 5th, it looked like Boisvert on the outside at the line. Gagnon 6th. Durgan recovered for 7th. Kaye 8th. 9th to Berthiaume in the number 20. And Mike Riel. All right, Rick, we're waiting for George Foley to make his way around the modified. We got a sponsor's hat for you. Come on over, George. Come on over this way. The heck with trying to make yourself look good, Foley. You've been trying that for a long time, and that's not going to happen. All right, here's George Foley. Boy, what a difference a week makes, huh?
Well, I guess so. I'm happy to be here. I wanted to do it last week, but we had a little motor issue, and motor's all taken care of, and here we are.
Well, you were able to win the qualifier. You were able to start again up near the front this week. Talk about what happened last week to the car. Obviously, motor issues, couldn't even turn a lap in the feature event. And then to come back and get back on the winning track, that certainly has to be gratifying.
It's great, actually. The motor builder's good. He fixed it in 2 days for me. Last week we pulled the motor out and then didn't plug the other one in. So it was a little mistake, but we'll take it. We're having fun, so that's what matters.
Well, congratulations. Win number 1 in 2008. Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, there's George Foley. Branham now a near backstretch lead over Toby Ebersol. Sean Duquette still third. Tyler Terry running right behind him. Let's set the field. Branham's the leader in the 20. Ebersol running second in the 82. Third is Duquette in the 18. Fourth is Terry in the 44. Fifth is Bigor in the 19. Sixth is Bonnet in the 79. Seventh is Wood in the 61. Eighth is Turner in the 17. Ninth is Bushy in the 11. 10th is Mike Wells in the 76. 10 to go for Branham. 11th is Chris Reeves. 12th is Skip Liberty. 13th is Brian Chris in the 98. 14th is Larry Underwood in the 73. And it's Stoner 15th, McGinley 16th, and Chagnon 17th. We got a yellow flag. Jimmy Bushy has spun over in turn number 2. Here comes the field off turn number 4. Down the front stretch to the green flag. Duquette in the 18 trying to move up on the inside. Jamie Bigor trying to hook himself to the back of that 18 and move up as well. Ebersol in the 82 hanging on to that second spot, gets it down to the inside. Terry not so fortunate though right now. Tyler Terry in the 44 on the outside. Here comes Jamie Bigor in the 19. Bigor thought about moving down to the inside of Duquette, backed out. Here's Terry working on the outside, Duquette on the inside as they wrestle for the third spot. Off turn number 2, down the backstretch. Sean Duquette clearly into third. Tyler Terry still working on the rim. Here's the Bigor 19 trying to take fourth. Jamie Bigor is going to get that fourth spot. Robin Wood trying to move up. Tyler Terry is off into the dirt down the backstretch. He'll lose several spots. Wood moves by. Bonnet moves by. Here comes Liberty trying to move up. Bucko Branham by 6 car lengths over Toby Ebersol. Then it's 2 back to Sean Duquette, 2 back to the 19 of Jamie Bigor. And it's a car length and a half back to Robin Wood with 5 to go. Five laps remain for the Professor. Bucko Branham in the number 20. Slowly, lap by lap, increasing his advantage. Toby Ebersol's had a nice drive hanging on to that second spot. Mike Shagnon's 86 limping back towards the garage area. Now 22 down. Spots 2, 3, 4, and 5. They freight train around the half mile, and it's a pretty good gap from Robin Wood back to Jason Bonnet. 2 to go for Bucko Branham. Sean Duquette with a good run off turn 2. He sticks the nose underneath Toby Ebersol down a backstretch, but again backs out of it into turn number 3. White flag is out. Plattsburgh's Buck O'Branham is on his way to win number 2. Final time for the sportsman tonight. Branham is getting it done at the front of the field. Toby Ebersol still sitting in that second spot. Checkered flags are out. Here he comes. Buck O'Branham wins it. Second to Toby Ebersol. Third to Sean Duquette. Bigor fourth. Fifth Wood. Sixth Bonnet. Seventh Terry. Eighth Liberty. Ninth Chris. 10th to Reeves. 11th to Richie Turner in the number 17.
All right, let's go downstairs. Rob Knowles standing by. Rob.
Right, Rick, we're waiting to get a word with Buck O'Branham. Here he is. Boy, you and I, we've been talking a lot lately. No, that's not a bad thing. Last Saturday, we did an interview for television earlier today. We talked to you earlier tonight, and here you are again. This car, there's no other way to describe it. It is hooked up.
We've been working on this setup. You know, it's the softest setup anybody's got out here. We've been working on it for 2 years, and we finally hit it. I mean, I told us if we ever hit it, it's going to it's fast.
Another thing that has helped is you've drawn well on your way to the speedway. Not that this car isn't fast enough to get you to the front, but in the qualifier, you've started near both weeks, and winning the qualifier gets you right up on the front row again tonight.
We'll see in 2 weeks.
That's right. When the handicap starts to kick in, you get the Drew. Who's drawing for you, by the way? Who is that?
Yeah.
You want to be lucky one more week, don't you?
Oh, you bet.
Well, congratulations, back-to-back wins to kick off 2008. Great start.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Northern Sanitation, Liquor and Wine Warehouse, Burger King, Marcia Homes, and Daniel Signs, and Fastenal.
Thank you. All right, Buck O'Branham, everybody, give him a nice round.
Hi, I'm Patrick Dupree, driver of the Outback Steakhouse Boomerang Vodka, number 24 Modified, and you are watching Motorsports Magazine on Hometown Cable.
Here's your lineup for tonight's Napa Warrior main event. Starting on the pole in the 36, it's Terry Bishaw. Outside row number 1 in the 37, Joe Young. Row 2, it's the 87 rather, of Curtis Demore. Outside, Billy Twaits in the 69. 3 rows back, Kenny St. Germain in the 40. Tommy Bishaw will start outside in the 49. 3 rows back, Justin Donor in the 1, David Demore outside in the 86. Row number 5, Matt Brusso in the 26, Chris Santa in the 07. 6th row, it's the defending track champion Rick Donor in the 95. Tommy Santilla will go outside in the 88. Row number 7, CJ LeVere in the 4, outside Dustin Duval in the 12. 8th row on the inside, it's the 08 for Andrew Bordeaux. Outside the 02, the team car for Jimmy Collins. 9 rows back, it's the 77 of John Bradley and the 17 of Jeff McCormick. Row 10, the 57, last week's winner, Butch Lemaire. Outside the 5 of Bobby Lemaire. Jason Chris will start inside row 11. Mike Parenta outside in the 72. Shotgun on the field goes to the 61 of Shane Bombard. 23 Napa Warriors lined up ready to battle for 15 laps. Terry Bishaw on the inside, Mighty Joe Young on the outside. Oh, they're coming down the stretch, 3 wide, green is out. Joe Young quickly pulled to the outside and allowed Billy Twaits to fly up through the middle and grab the lead. The 69 of Twaits is your leader. We've got a car spinning off the backstretch. Caution flag will come out. We'll have a complete restart. We'll go green next time by as we have a restart ready to go for the Napa Warriors. Terry Bishaw on the inside in the 36. Curtis Demore outside in the 87. Kenny St. Germain inside 40. Billy Twaits 69 makes up row number 2. Field comes off turn 4. They pick up the pace. We are under green. Demore drifts high going into turn 2, and he'll drop back 3 or 4 spots. Now he kicks up the dust. No, slight contact there with Donor on the backstretch. As the Demore 87 seems to be off the pace. Up front, coming by, he'll lead lap number 1. It's Kenny St. Germain. Bill Thwaites is second in the 69. Quickly moving up on the inside, that's the 49 of Tommy Bishaw. Bishaw will grab second as Thwaites is caught on the outside. Justin Donor's 1 runs in that number 4 spot. David Demore is 5th in the 86. Dustin Duval running 6th in the 12. CJ LeVere has done a good job working his way up to 7th. We got Lemaire sideways on the backstretch. He spins it into the infield. Last week's winner off the backstretch. He gets it refired, will stay green. Now Bishaw looks underneath St. Germain. And Tommy Bishaw's got the lead. Now it's St. Germain who's hung on the outside. Bill Thwaites gets the 69 on the bottom of the racetrack. He's right now onto that back bumper of Bishaw, looking to take the number 2 spot away from St. Germain. Demore closes it in the 86, as does Donor in the 1. Good battle up front in the Napa Warriors. Tommy Bishaw now opens up 3 or 4 car lengths. Bishaw is your leader. Bill Thwaites second in the 69. Dave Demore has moved the 86 into the number 3 spot. Demore looks inside of Thwaites as they head into turn 3. And David Demore has got second. Thwaites caught on the outside once again. Halfway. At 86 appears to be a fast race car. He is now right on the back bumper of Tommy Bishaw's 49. Now Demore drifts high. Here comes Thwaites back to the inside. Tom Bishaw holding off the charges first of Billy Thwaites. Then Dave Demore, now Thwaites back in the number 2 spot. St. Germain runs 3rd as Demore had a little problem. Drifted high and he now runs forward. Now Bishaw's in trouble. Bishaw got sideways. And now Thwaites is coming back on the inside. $10 to go as we're going 20 tonight in the Warriors. Bill Thwaites, your new leader. Dave Demore is second. Not for long. Here comes St. Germain. It's been a constant shuffle up front in the top 4 spots. Now Justin Donor looks to the inside of Dave Demore. Quickly they work their way around the slower car and Thwaites holds on to that lead. St. Germain is second. Here comes Bishaw back for more on the inside. Off the track goes the 86. We're going to have a caution. Bishaw made it 3 wide. The slower car held him up. And getting drop kicked to the far outside was the 86 of Dave. We've got 9 laps just past the halfway mark in this Napa Warrior main event. 11 down, 9 to go. Thwaites on the inside, St. Germain on the outside, back to green. 3 wide action quickly into turn 1. Bishaw on the far outside. They're going to sack it up the backstretch. Donner's there. LeVere is there. 3 wide. Warrior action across the whole track. They're still 3 wide. Bill Twaits leads it. Justin Donner is now second. CJ LeVere moving up on the inside. He wants that number 3 spot. St. Germain, he also wants it in the 40. Tommy Bishaw on the 49 follows LeVere through. Now he's going to look to the inside. And Bishaw takes third. LeVere caught on the outside. Here comes Donner on the inside. Rick Donner in the 95 moves up a spot. He now runs fourth. CJ LeVere is back to 5th. 6th spot goes to that 88 of Tommy Santillo. Kenny St. Germain has dropped back to 7th in the 40. Bobby LeVere runs 8th. Dustin Duval is 9th. Those two putting on a good battle for that number 8 spot. Back up front, it's Billy Twaits in the 69, your leader. He's got 4 to go. Tom Bishaw's got a fast number 49. He's desperately trying to find a way by the 1. Now here comes Rick Donner. Your defending champion is now into that number 3 spot. 1 car sideways, and that's the 40 of St. Germain. The 12 also involved. Dustin Duval refires that. We're going to stay green. Popsicle sticks will be out this time by for Billy Twaits. Twaits leads it. Justin Donner 2nd. Rick Donner is 3rd. Tommy Bishaw 4th. Tommy Santillo has worked his way up to that number 5 spot in the 88. Now he's looking inside of Bishaw. The white flag will be out this time by. Twaits has got 3 car lengths on Justin Donner. Rick Donner trying to find a way by the 1. He runs 3rd. Tom Bishaw is 4th. Tommy Santillo 5th. Field heads off turn 4. The checkered flag is out. Bill Twaits is going to win it. Justin Donner 2nd. Rick Donner 3rd. Tommy Bishaw 4th. Tommy Santillo will round out the top 5 in the 88. Just about ready to hop out of that 69. Let's go trackside. Rob Knowles standing by. Rob?
All right, Rick. Thank you very much. Bill Twaits coming around here. And Bill, we're trying to figure out upstairs, is this perhaps win number 1 for you?
Yeah, this is my first win. I'd just like to thank Rick Donner, my dad. It was fast. It's took a long time to get here.
Very tight competition in this division. Talk about your battle to get to the front.
I just run it hard and keep it tight, I guess.
Well, congratulations on your first win and continued success.
Thank you.
Bill Twaits, everybody.
Field picks it up off turn 4, down to the green flag. We are underway. There goes Steve Miller high. We got him getting together before the start of the green. The 37 of Miller and that Bishaw 49 got together, but they'll refire. What is the Grape Ape doing? Caution flag is out. We're going to go back. to green flag in this Monster Energy Drink Bomber main event. Guerin on the inside, Miller on the outside, back to the green flag. Miller just pulls to the outside, gets out of the way as the outside line moves up. 4 wide action into turn 2. Now 5 wide up the backstretch. Can it work? Yes. Your leader in lap number 1 is going to be the 84 of Jason Guerin. Randy Martin now on the outside, zooming by for the lead. Randy Martin is your new leader. Guerin back to second. Here comes Chad Collins in 0-2. Oh, we've got a mess in turn 3. 3 cars around. Looks like everybody able to pull away except one. Some major front end damage on that automobile as we get the close-up from Gene Gagne. Still cannot see the number on the side.
Well, the driver is getting out. Jason Blondo looks like took his number 5 right into the infield. See the great
I
babe?
think he's looking for somebody, that driver.
See the great babe go for a spin
He is
again?
looking for somebody. Oh, he's not happy with Malcolm Woodward.
Ooh. I think he told Malcolm he's number 1.
And now he just kicked the car.
Don't hurt your big toe. That'll only make it worse.
See, this is why you got to buy a DVD next week, because this Gene's got this all on close-up. 1 down, the Bombers ready to go back to green flag racing action. We are under green. Quick start on the outside for Randy Martin. He's grabbed the top spot. The Guerin 84 is second. Chad Collins runs third. 4 wide up the backstretch one more time. Now they're going to go 3 wide into 3. They'll bring it that way into 4. Everybody gets through. Randy Martin opening up distance on the Randy Guerin number 84. Chad Collins is third. Here comes Josh Lavarnway on the move in the 34. He's moving up quick, as is the 0-2 New York of Eric Riel. Brock Begor, last week's winner, moves up inside. And there's that 49 of Eli Bichon. Eli driving Tommy's 49 car as the 93 of his own did not make the call. Four wide around the gear in 84 as he's off the pace. Caution flag is out as Guerin's 84 has just about come to a halt on the backstretch, and some scrambling going on to get around him as the cars came off turn 2. Randy Martin on the inside in the 77. Chad Collins right alongside the 0-2. Josh Lavarnway in the 34. The 6 of Brock Begor. The 0-2 of Eric Riel. That's your field as we're going back to green. Now Lavarnway's 34 doesn't fire. And he's falling backwards. We've got the 23 of April Bordeaux, the 08 of Alex LaPlante. Both refiring, will stay green. Randy Martin is looking awfully strong in that number 77 tonight. The 0-2 of Chad Collins, the other 0-2 of Eric Riel, doing his best to get by Brock Begor. Here comes Malcolm Woodward back on the inside. Malcolm looks to move into the top 4. Riel holds on, drifts a little bit high. Here comes Woodward back on the inside. They are halfway. Randy Martin, Chad Collins, Brock Begor, and then 10 car lengths back to Malcolm. Timmy Gadway has hit the top 5 with a 63 car. He's now 5th. He's another one of those WIT students. Randy Martin running a very smooth line and with a very fast race car. That equals an 8-car length lead on Chad Collins. Brock Begor trying to find a way by the number 3 spot. Now we'll see how Martin works his way around lap traffic. Martin gets inside and he'll hold on to that lead. It'll be 4 to go next time by for Randy Martin. The battle right now is for that number 2 spot between Chad Collins and Brock Begor. Another battle for the number 4 spot. Malcolm Woodward's 46. Timmy Gadway 63. Gadway gets into the back of Woodward. And Woodward goes to the infield. Eric Riel was the beneficiary of that. Is Woodward with a nice job of holding on to that race car, and he held on to his spot as well. Chad Collins, 0-2, goes through the infield, and he's going to lose that number 2 spot. Brock Begor is now 2nd, and Malcolm Woodward is 3rd. Timmy Gadway 4th. Eric Riel is 5th. Chad Collins now back to 6th. White flag is out. Randy Martin working his way around the 23 of April Bordeaux. Brock Begor closes ever so slightly. He's got it down to 3 car lengths. He's got it down to a car length. He looks to the outside. Down the stretch they come. Martin wins. Brock Begor 2nd. Eric Riel gets 3rd. 4th spot goes to Tim Gadway. Chad Collins comes back to get 5th in the 0-2. Let's throw it downstairs. Rob Knowles, one last time. Take it away.
All right, we'll wait for Randy Martin to get out of his car, then we'll get a word with him. He won once last year in 2007, and he wins his first race of the year 2008. All smiles as he gets out of his car. Come on over, let's get a word with you right here. A fast race car. It's been fast really since the start of the year for you. Congratulations. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, it feels real good. Thank you.
Tell us how you had to work your way through some traffic. You got up to the front pretty quickly, and most of the stuff was happening behind you. It's nice to see all the contact in your rearview mirror.
Oh yeah, it's definitely when it's good when it's behind you.
Well, congratulations on your first win, and we wish you the best down the road as well.
Thank you very much.
Randy Martin gets his first win of 2000.
Well, that's going to wrap up Motorsports Magazine this evening. We thank you for joining us. Thanks to Bucko Branham, Mike Bruno, and Lonnie Rivers. And Robin, that Renegade featured Lonnie Rivers gets what actually is a three-peat, winning the first 2 this year, and of course he won the last race of 2007.
Lonnie's off to a great start, Rick. That's a very tough division, a lot of parity in that class, and for him to win the first 2 racing events of the 2008 season, real tip of the cap to Rivers and his team. That car is very fast.
George Foley, after struggling the first week with some engine problems, comes back and dominates this modified field.
Well, George Foley, I mean, you expect him to run that well, and he was able to start near the front of the field and took advantage of that, and George Foley picked up where he kind of left off in 2007, that is in victory lane.
And in the sportsman division, back-to-back wins for Buck O'Brien. That 20 looks awfully strong.
Well, right now he's the class of the field, and he's been drawing very well, starting near the front, and he was able to make a pass again on lap number 3 to get the lead, and really didn't look back. He was able to blow away the rest of the field.
We're really seeing a lot of tight racing and a lot of good car counts in the Bombers and the Warriors. We saw that action tonight. Some bonus coverage tonight as we showed you both the entirety of the Bomber and Warrior feature in some really close battles.
Now, sometimes folks will leave early, and that Warrior race especially, you see cars going 4 and 5 wide, really trying to get to the front of the pack, some real good racing. If you're one of those fans that sometimes checks out trying to beat the rush out of the parking lot, you might want to think twice about that because the Warriors are putting on a great show.
That's going to wrap it up for tonight. We want to thank Calvin Castine from Hometown Cable, Gene Gagne from OutsideGroove.com, and his video assistant Bobby Castine. And thanks to you for joining us this week on Motorsports Magazine. We'll see you next week from the Airborne Speedway